extent to which figures linked to the Chinese Communist Party may have infiltrated our political system is alarming. The Labor Party, which very easily could have been in Canberra right now, has been severely compromised by the cash it has taken from billionaires linked to Beijing. The Labor Party's New South Wales branch is rotten. It's corrupt. The scandal of the Chinese Communist Party's influence over Labor is far greater than Kayla Murnane, the General Secretary, who, as you know, was the first to lose her job as a result of the ICAC hearings this week. In the web of Chinese influence, she's just a bit player. In total, billionaire property developer Huang Zhongmo, who we now know was the source of the $100,000 stuffed into that Aldi bag, in total he donated, along with his companies, millions to both sides of politics. He eventually had his residency stripped by the government over national security concerns and is now living the high life in Hong Kong in a $95 million mansion he bought in January. But when he was here in Australia, through his donations, Huang Zhongmo was able to get access to those that the government in Beijing believed were future leaders of our country. His donations eased a path to friendships, but it was actually much more than that. Huang Zhongmo effectively got a close friend into state parliament. The Labor MP he helped get there was Ernest Wong, who gave evidence at ICAC today. Security agencies, we know, have had concerns about Ernest Wong when he was in parliament. In a deal, Wong took Eric Roosendale's Senate seat, and Roosendale went to work for Huang Zhongmo at his Yuhu group. When you think about it, it's pretty astounding that someone who was such a close associate of Huang Zhongmo, who, as we know, was banned over national security concerns, rose to become an MP. When Huang was no longer welcome as a donor at ACRI, and this is the propaganda Chinese think tank that he founded in collaboration with the UTS, a raft of corporates stepped in to replace the funding for the Propaganda Institute. One of these, and no one knows this, I'm telling you now tonight, one of these companies who has helped to fund ACRI is the firm, the legal firm representing the Labor Party holding Redditch. This is the firm, of course, whose managing partner, it was claimed in the evidence that Kayla Murnane gave to ICAC, he allegedly told her to shut up about the real source of the $100,000 in cash that was stuffed in the Aldi bags. Now, former Labor MP Michael Danby, who just quit Parliament at the federal election a few months ago, he tried to give a big parliamentary speech that was critical of ACRI. This was before the scandal into Sam Dastyari broke. But he was silenced and banned from delivering it in Parliament. I spoke to Michael Danby today, and he told me that he was personally summoned to Bill Shorten's office and was ordered to pull the speech. And I repeat, in this speech, he was going to be critical of ACRI, which was funded by Huang Zhongmo. The big news at the ICAC hearing today was that emails from Ernest Wong suggested that Huang paid $100,000 to sit with Bill Shorten at a Chinese Friends of Labor fundraising dinner in 2015. Shorten also attended Huang Zhongmo's daughter Karina's wedding a few months later at the Shangri-La Hotel in Sydney. Huang's political connections and his influence has been extensive. He had access to everyone, including former Shadow Treasurer Chris Bowen and Tony Burke, who he gave a $30,000 donation to. Can you just imagine if Labor had won the federal election? The government would be scandalously compromised. It would be in full-blown crisis mode as a result of the current ICAC investigations. Labor is up to its neck in it, and the tentacles are far-reaching. But the bigger picture to all of this is the intense infiltration of the Chinese government in our political system and that of other Western democracies. This isn't just a New South Wales right faction Labor problem. This is a worldwide problem as the Chinese power grows under Xi Jinping and the communist state exerts its influence into Western democracies. Now, Chris Tanti is the former CEO of the National Disability Services. This is the body that represents the organisations that provide care for people with disabilities. He was the CEO until February this year, and before that, he worked extensively as CEO in not-profit companies like Headspace and in other mental health, and drug and alcohol services as well. During the election campaign, Prime Minister Scott Morrison identified fixing up problems in the NDIS as one of his biggest priorities should he win office. I chatted to Chris Tanti a bit earlier and asked what he thinks are the biggest problems facing the sector that need to be addressed. Have a listen.